What's going on, Jerome's? We're officially 2 weeks into Minnesota Fighting Vikings training camp. This week, joint practices with the Broncos, as well as the first preseason game going down on Saturday afternoon. So we wanted to go through a couple things because things have happened. Things have happened, and we're going to go through and do a new 53-man rooster projection. Some guys have been rising, some guys have been falling. It's been really interesting. So we're going to go through the 53 first, and then we're going to project our 16-man practice squad, and then we'll get into who just straight up doesn't make it. So quarterbacks-wise, the Vikings have generally carried 2 on the roster before. I think that circumstances will dictate that the Vikings will carry 3 this time around. Kirky Cousins, the starter, Jake Browning, who I think is clearly the quarterback 2, as well as Kellen Mond's going to be on the roster. Now, if Mond had secured the QB2 spot and had been available and had been putting in work, then maybe they only carry 2. But I think that you can't really risk trying to get a third-round pick onto the practice squad. I just don't think that would happen. So Cousins, Browning, Mond, 3 quarterbacks on the 53 to start. Running backs, yeah, I think they'll carry 4 plus C.J. Ham. And I think it's pretty straightforward. Dalvin, Madison, and Wangu, who I do think has the inside track to win the kick return job, as well as Amir Abdullah. I think Abdullah just has too much versatility as a receiver, as well as a solid special teamer beyond just a return guy. So I think that they'll stick around. Wide receiver. So it's been really interesting because everyone's looked really good. Like, all the guys competing for the wide receiver 3, 4, 5 spots have been really impressive. But obviously, he's going to be Justin Friggin Jefferson, who will be ready for week 1. Adios mia, as well as Adam Jerome Ezekiel, who also got banned. What is it? What's up with that? Anyway, KJ Osborne, I think, has really established himself as the wide receiver 3. Respect, really peeling himself off the canvas from last year's sort of whatever season. And then the other 3 spots. This is going to be controversial. So ISM obviously is going to make it. I think Chad Beebe, the Kubiak's contingent, just loves Chad Beebe enough where he sticks around. And I think Dan Chisena makes it because not only is he a solid punt gunner and great in coverage, but I think that it's starting to come around just a little bit in terms of him being a receiver. And even though Austin Proehl and Whop Philyor and Myron Mitchell have had themselves decent moments in training camp so far, I do think that Chisena will make it. Remember, he made the 53 last year as a UDFA to the tight end spot. So I think they'll carry 3. Irv Smith Jr., Tyler Gronklin, as well as Zach Davidson. Now, Davidson has been a little bit hot, a little bit cold, but I think that his potential as a solid tight end 3 is there. But they will have a tight end on the practice squad. We'll get into more of that in a second. Offensive line. So you generally carry 9 offensive linemen on your 53-man roster, between 8 and 9. It's very rare that you carry 10. So the starters, week 1, left to right, Rashad Hill, Ezra Cleveland, Garrett Bradbury, Olisi Makauda, what up, as well as the real deal, Brian O'Neill. Hopefully he gets extended. So that's going to be your starters in all likelihood going forward. And then your 4 backups on the roster: Darisaw, Mason Cole, Wyatt Davis, no matter what, and Blake Brandel. Where Brandel's been looking pretty good. He's been playing second-team left tackle. He's been playing some right tackle. He even played a little bit of center. I think that versatility is big. I think that he's really getting it together in year 2. And then, of course, Darisaw and Davis, you're not getting rid of. And then Mason Cole is your modern-day Brett Jones. Defensive line. So we're going to have him carry 9. And your fearsome foursome up front, DJ Wanham. Also playing some outside linebacker, DJ Wanham. What is up? Daniil Hunter, Michael Pierce, and Diesel Dalvin Tomlinson. And then your 5 backups: Weatherly, Patrick Jones, Janaris Robinson on the edge. They got Armont for Watts, who's looked really good in year 3, as well as you got Sheldon Richardson just really getting after at that 3-tech spot. So it's 9 defensive linemen. You got 5 linebackers coming in. You got Anthony Barr, Eric Hendricks, Nick Candlelight Vigil. Chaz Surratt has had some really good moments. He really flies around, makes plays, as well as 4th-round pick Troy Dye from last year. I think they all make the squad. Cornerbacks-wise, so I toyed with the idea of keeping 7, but then I couldn't find a 7th that I wanted to keep. But they roll very deep 1 through 6. Cameron Tiny Dancer, Patrick Peterson. I think you're going to be your outside starters. Mac Alexander's going to hold things down the slot. Bashad Breeland's going to be all over the place. Harrison Hand and Chris Boyd, I think, round things out. That is a deep, jacked, and stacked cornerback room. I love it. Safeties, I think it's pretty straightforward, 1 through 4. Harrison Smith, Xavier Woods, Cameron Bynum, the rookie, as well as Josh Metellus, played some decent special teams last year. I think that he does hang on. Now, you could maybe sub in Luther Kirk, who's had himself a really nice training camp so far, but whatever. Then specialists. So Greg Joseph gets the nod. Now, I do think that both Joseph and rookie kicker Riley Patterson will both be in the sphere. We'll get into that in a sec. And then you got Britton Skolkwood, the only punter on the roster right now, which I question because Skolkwood wasn't great last year. And then Andrew DiPaolo, he holds off Turner Bernard, the UDFA long snapper from San Diego State University, even though DiPaolo's like 75 years old. But I digress there. Okay. All right, so now get into the practice squad as well as who gets cut. So practice squad, Danny Etling. That's right, Danny Etling makes it. Nate Stanley, not so much. Where Danny Etling has actually been impressive. I think that he's shown a decent enough ceiling in the couple of days that he's been here, which surpasses Nate Stanley. So I think that Danny Etling will be hanging on to the fourth quarterback job. I think Nate Stanley will be kicked to the curb. And this may happen as soon as Kellen Mond returns to practice. So that may come up quick. Practice squad, Jake Bargas, that's right, the backup fullback, spent last year on IR. The Vikings generally like to have like an extra fullback in the mix because they're like one of 4 teams in the league that still use a fullback, and they always have 2. Also cut AJ Rose coming out of Memphis, the rookie UDFA running back, no go. Then we get into the wide receivers. So practice squad, we're going to put 2 of them on there. Wap Philyor, Blake Prohl, where it just turned into a numbers game where the guys ahead of them just played too good. I mean, they're just playing too good, and even though Prohl and Philyor are really showing up, Philyor's had his struggles and ups and downs. I think Blake's been a little bit more consistent. I think they both have enough talent to warrant a longer look on the practice squad. And then you got Myron Mitchell not making either squad either. Tight ends, Shane, the University of Mankato, Mankato State University Community College graduate. Go Mavericks. So he's got size. He's really intriguing. He's got huge catch radius. Of course, brother of Brandon Zylstra, a former Cobber from back in the day. And then also Brandon Dillon, the Marion Barbarian. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Offensive line. I'm going to carry 2 on the practice squad. Emma Kazarzik, who was a 2020 UDFA, who was a rookie tryout at a rookie camp this year. I think that he's impressed enough to make the practice squad as a tackle. And then Kyle Big Hinton. I'm not ready to give up on the pride of Washburn quite yet. And then 4 offensive linemen who don't make it. Cole Cabral, Dakota Dozier. Finally happened. Zach Bailey, as well as Drew Samia, no go. So the fact that you can potentially get rid of Dozier and Samia, #blessed. Defensive line. So they're going to carry 2 on the practice squad. So you got Jalen Holmes, edge rusher, who I don't think that they want to risk trying to get Patrick Jones or Janaris on the practice squad. I think they easily could get Jalen Holmes, the former fourth-round pick out of The Ohio State University, where I don't think they're ready to give up on him, but on the practice squad, it's fine. Plus, jumping James Lynch, last year's fourth-round pick out of Baylor, I think that it really just is a numbers game. He doesn't quite make it either. And then guys that are cut. Oh, also, Hercules Matafa. Ooh, nailed it. And then defensive linemen who are cut. So we got 4 of them. Kenny Willekes. Johnny Trier, that one hurts. Maybe they rotate him in on the practice squad. Who knows? Jordan Brailford, Zadai Scott, as well as Zadai Johnson, as well as Jordan Scott, no go. To the linebackers, to the wall. So 3 linebackers on the practice squad. Now, I know that seems like a lot, but also there's 16 spots on the practice squad, so whatever. You got Cameron Smith coming back for open heart surgery. You got Blake Lynch, the versatile UDFA last year out of Baylor. And they got Christian Ellis, the UDFA out of Idaho. Go Vandals, getting after it on the edge. So all 3 of those guys make the practice squad. 2 linebackers don't make it. Tough Borland. He's tough, but I don't know if he's NFL material. And then you got Ryan Connolly, the former Eden Prairie High School standout. And then you got 1 corner on the practice squad. You got Amari Henderson coming out of Wake Forest. And then also 3 cornerbacks didn't make it. So Dylan Mabin, Ty Smith, and Perry Nickerson, no go there. And then you got 1 safety on the practice squad. You got Luther Kirk, what up? As well as kicker Riley Patterson, who they'll protect him. Remember, because they're using the same practice squad rules as last year, so you can protect up to 4 players for up to 4 weeks. And I think they'll protect Patterson just to hedge their bets, just in case Joseph turns into a pumpkin. And then also got Miles. That's not it. Miles Dorn and Turner Bernard not making it there. And then interesting, so injured reserve. Obviously, you're going to have BC Johnson. And I'm going to go on a limb and say that the Vikings will actually start D.D. Westbrook on injured reserve. I think it's a way to keep all of the receivers in the mix, and D.D. can have a little extra time to heal. Because remember, with the since they're using the same roster rules as last year, you can have unlimited players come back from IR. You only have to be on IR for 3 weeks and you can come back. So it's a de facto PUP list for D.D. Westbrook. It just gives him a little bit extra time, and the Vikings get to hang on to all of their receivers that they want to throughout 53-man cutdowns. And then also Jalen Twyman on NFI. So, yeah. Got high hopes for him next year. I think he does need a year to completely heal up and get things right. So I think it was a classy move by the Vikings to put him on NFI. But that's it. That's a look at our 53-man rooster projection 2 weeks into training camp. What are your thoughts on our thoughts? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. So I want to support that work. Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.